Hi, welcome to PDQ Live. I'm Tara, and we have a guest host today. Josh is still on vacation, so Jake is joining us.
Yep.
Hi, Jake.
Hi. My shoes aren't nearly as colorful as Josh's, so I apologize. But
I love those shoes.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
We also have from Romania, Bogdan is here. Hi.
Hey,
He is going to educate us slash terrify us with some security threats out and about. Look at his eyes. Did you see his eyes?
He's excited.
He was excited. That's terrifying. And we also have Andrew here who's going to talk us through telling Outlook what to do,
And where to go.
where to go, right?
Using PowerShell. Dang right,
Using
Tara. You know it.
PowerShell.
You
Of
read the
course.
outline. You know what's happening.
Sometimes I do my job every now and again. But before that, Andrew, we have a bunch of new people in Discord because of a webinar that you spearheaded, I hear.
Spearheaded? No. And that is hundreds of new people, but spearheaded, I'll take, it's 2025. I'm taking all the praise this year. Sure. But no, I just answered some Q&As, but it was a fantastic webinar. Shout out to everyone who might be tuning in who was there. Appreciate you. And yeah, that's taking place in Discord, discord.gg/PDQ.
Did I see a bunch of our customers helping out too? Because I thought I saw Emperor Bob and Sir Ginger. Were they helping you? What was that?
They were on the webinar. It was a
Oh, they
customer
were?
panel. They were straight up answering questions, like on video and also in the chat, as a lot of people in the PDQ community tend to do.
Oh, I love that. Wait, did you say they were on video though? Did I hear that correctly?
Straight up, they were on video
Oh my
in the flesh, sort of
Oh my
the
god.
virtual flesh. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
good time.
Okay, good. All right. Let's start, should we? What are we doing first? Ooh, the scary security stuff. Are you ready?
Not really.
What the tech? We call this What the Tech.
I'm learning a lot right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know what the
This
layout
is
was.
the segment where we talk about all the super scary things that are going on in the security world. So this one, Bogdan, we're going to ask him questions. Are you ready? So
Yep.
this is Yubico. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw this is that YubiKeys were compromised. And we use those here, right?
Yeah, a couple of people. Yeah,
Josh, I know, loves them.
Rachel. Yeah.
So, but it's not YubiKeys, is it, Bogdan?
yeah, it's not, but whenever you see Yubico and like security advisory, everyone panics. What it's actually about is something called the PAM module, which is a pluggable authentication module. This is a thing for macOS and Linux, which allows you basically to log into your computer with your YubiKey as a two-factor option,
Mhm.
besides your account password, right? So what happens here is if you, for example, have another user set up on your machine, you can bypass that PAM module security even without the YubiKey of the admin account, basically. The
Mm.
good thing is that with the hardware keys not being affected, you can fix this just by keeping your stuff up to date. The PAM modules in this case.
Ah. Okay, so when I was researching this, when you first brought this up, I read a lot about a PAM checklist or an audit. So why is this important for organizations to have in place?
So most organizations use these PAM modules like physical keys to log into laptops, especially for people who have important stuff on their computers, right?
Mhm.
That's a bad practice in itself. You usually want important stuff offsite. Don't want like a rando picking up a laptop having access to secret files or important documents. But usually, like C-suite level executives and people higher up might use stuff like YubiKey authentication or smart cards to log into their services, right?
Mm.
So the attack scope is pretty narrow, but the press makes rounds with it because it's YubiKey. Like
Mm.
whenever you can hit on a big security company, everyone pays attention, right?
Yeah. Okay, so to be clear, this particular attack didn't affect those who are using the YubiKey, but I'm guessing it's kind of expensive, so most organizations don't issue YubiKeys to any old people, just the super important ones. If you're using
Yeah.
YubiKeys, you're safe. So, okay, gotcha. But tell us, let's talk about prevention. Maybe tell us some things we can do to not be in this situation.
Well, first of all, don't rely on local access on your laptop. Always use two-factor in all of the services that you use, all of the web services, all of the applications that you can set up two-factor authentication on. And this basically mitigates any kind of local attack, right? Because, okay, you can get into the laptop, but if you don't have anything locally stored there and you don't have any auto logins without extra checks, even YubiKey as a two-factor option, then you're safe.
Yeah. Who's saving stuff locally? Honestly, who?
I feel like probably more people than you'd want to.
I know, that's just
Realistically.
You'd be
crazy to me, though.
surprised.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Okay, I also read this article talks about fake Chrome extensions, and this is shocking to me. I know it shouldn't be, but where are people getting these fake Chrome extensions?
It's probably one of those things you can click and then just, you hit yes to something and there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised how easy it is to publish a Chrome extension. Like the vetting process is near zero. And what people do with Chrome extensions is usually if you have like Bitwarden, for example, which is an open source extension, right? You can just fork that repo. So you have the same service, like the same interface and stuff like that. But you can just inject a little bit of code so that you can sneak out important information like passwords or logins and stuff like that. And if you copy basically one-to-one the Chrome extension page, it's really easy to fool people into installing random extensions.
So Tim, who's one of our security experts, he says block extensions. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Okay.
I feel like block by default and whitelist the ones that you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just whitelist what you know it's safe and just not allow people installing random stuff everywhere.
Just Rob's going scorched earth and says install them all, but okay, perfect. All right, next up, let's talk about, criminals are going after Apple. Old PS Noob's going to be happy with this one. And this is installing with fake Google ads. What's this one all about?
This one is something that can catch it. It's an issue that targets smarter people. You could say like it targets developers because first of all, what is Homebrew, which is mentioned there? Homebrew is a package manager for Mac, and it's a tool that usually developers use, right? And how do you install tools as a developer usually? Well, you go to a website, you copy a curl, like a command line bunch of text, paste that into your terminal, and you're done. And you do that so often, day to day, that it basically becomes second nature. And what this attack did is basically they tricked Google into promoting a fake copy of the Homebrew homepage as the top result, and it looks identical. The only thing that is changed on that website is the curl command that installs Homebrew. It also installs Homebrew, similar to Chrome extensions, but it also installs malware on your Mac, which can do a lot of nasty stuff.
Yep.
So if you are a developer and you want to install stuff on your development machine, always double check that you are getting the right tool that you want, and maybe look for sponsored links before clicking on the first thing that appears.
We got some trash talking going on, Bogdan. First of all, if they were smart, they wouldn't be using a Mac. Thank you, Mike. And then Just Rob says developers are smart. Question mark. Ooh, we're throwing down today, Jake.
I
What do you
don't know.
think?
Well, I'm no developer, so I assume they're
Mhm.
smarter than me because I have no idea how to do any of that.
So curl
You can
is
put quotes on those words. So.
okay. Yeah. What? So curl takes a command that takes data from HTTPS and puts it to a server. What is it again? Tell me what curl does, Bogdan.
Curl is basically what it's like. The technical term is HTTP client.
Okay.
The layman term is basically something that gets stuff from the internet.
Okay.
And usually you use curl to like download the script and
Mhm.
then immediately run it. You don't really day to day, you don't really go on and download the script and then open it in an editor and go line by line and see what it does. You just trust that it does what it says on the tin, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why it's so easy to get tricked as a developer if you just Google and click on the first link.
Yeah, because the first question I asked you when I read it is, I'm like, if it's asking me to run something in terminal, I'm immediately like, no. And you were like, yeah, but you're not a developer.
Yeah. So if you are asked by anyone to run stuff in a terminal, especially if you don't know what that is or you
Mhm.
don't use it, you don't know, you don't have any interaction with it, just don't.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
That's the basic precaution that you can take.
Okay. So next up, this is going to surprise, I think, absolutely no one. AI is stealing data. What you say?
I'm shocked.
That's
know.
not surprising at all.
Me too. I'm shocked. So, okay, this one, it turns out people are sharing a little too much personal information with large language models, and shocking, they're using this for nefarious purposes. So, talk us through this one, can you?
Yeah, so I think the main issue here is that people look at like the ChatGPT or Gemini or any other AI assistant interface and just think like, oh, it's like a chatbot which looks up stuff on the internet, like Google, but in a messaging interface, right?
Mm-hmm.
What people fail to understand is that how LLMs work is that they ingest all the queries and all of the responses that you give to them into their training model, right? And if you understand how that works, then with some carefully crafted prompts, you can actually spew out results from other conversations. And I'm shocked that this has to be mentioned, but like, don't leak private information in your conversations with chatbots.
Yeah.
They don't understand what they do. So
yeah. Well, I laughed at this one, and then when I read further, 45% of the information was people having AI help it place insurance claims, and they were giving it name, address, medical information, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So, and I think Bogdan, you said that Samsung has banned this in their org. Yes.
Oh yeah, a couple years back when OpenAI got ChatGPT open for everyone to use, Samsung had a bit of a situation where people were using ChatGPT internally, and as I mentioned before, other people with carefully prompted questions managed to actually leak private source code and API keys from Samsung developers just by using the same AI model that the Samsung developers were using, which was hosted on the internet, right?
So, I mean, the first thing is don't be an idiot. But can you tell us about your local solution for using AI? Because I really like that.
Yeah, so I don't know why not more people know about this, but you actually, if you have a decent computer, right, you can actually run LLMs like ChatGPT or Olama or other open GPT AI models on your laptop, and like nothing leaves your computer. You see this a lot with, I think, Vim developers because they are obsessed with like stuff not leaking out. But there are plugins for any developer, any IDE that you like. Like you can find plugins for VS Code, for example, which can run code analysis tools and suggestions and stuff right on your laptop, right? So no risk,
So-
basically.
So it lives locally, and yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, definitely more so than feeding some random. Yeah,
I
don't-
cannot believe it.
I feel like probably everybody to
Yeah,
some extent.
everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then the other thing, we talked about this, I know we're getting close to time, but a lot of people are using AI to make malware, to do naughty things. And you're like, well, how do you? You can't trick it because it will say, I'm a large language model. I can't do that. Oh, yeah, you can. Just turn it to the theoretical and saying, I'm writing a novel and I wanted to do blah, 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 blah. It's so easy.
I found putting the words hypothetically
Yeah.
into my AI prompts gets
Yeah.
me whatever I want. Yeah.
I got it to tell me how to make meth because I was pretending to
Yeah.
be Breaking Bad characters. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Thank you so much, Bogdan. We love having you. Please sleep at some point.
Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe if you need to. Next up, oh my gosh, it's one of our favorite customers, and we can't wait to get to know our favorite engineer in the world. It's Server Room.
I work as a mechanical engineer, product designer, consultant, but I've been at this company about 15 years, around the time of COVID when everybody went home and we kind of set up VPN very hurriedly. There were lots of IT needs and requests for software and things like that. PDQ, deploy and inventory were really key there in just letting us kind of see what was where and install software in other places. So that's really how I got here.
How did you first learn about a PDQ product?
Around the time of COVID, when everything was shutting down, I had already been looking for this sort of tool, and there's a Ninite with the free edition was something that I was looking at. And I think it was a Reddit discussion about that where someone basically said, like, if you can convince your company to get it, get deploy and inventory, and that sort of got my journey started.
You go back in time 25 years, you get to say 4 words to your younger self.
Let's go with learn PowerShell.
All right, you've got your own late night talk show. Who do you invite as your first guest?
Whoever designs the new Lego kits.
Do you have a favorite musical artist?
Let's go with Modest Mouse.
Love it. Favorite comedian?
Jim Jeffries.
Pie or cake?
Pie, but I'd rather have like another burger than dessert.
Oh, okay. An early bird or night owl?
I'd say both, and that's why I'm always tired.
Good answer. Tell me again your favorite PDQ hack. Like, what's your favorite thing to do that you're like, I wonder if everybody does this?
The first one is really just the post step on a library package. I definitely didn't realize you could do that, and it's a question that I see get asked a lot in the Discord. So, I'm not a PowerShell expert, but I know the product pretty well, and I can help out with some of those like low-hanging questions there. But the one I use the most is probably just a simple package with only one reboot step, and it has a condition so it only runs if no one's logged on. So I can schedule that for every computer, or I can manually deploy it and just select like a huge group of computers and feel safe that I'm not rebooting a PC someone's using, or even if they left it logged in overnight, it's better to be safe and not have people upset.
Any parting goodbyes or words or shout outs?
The whole webcast team. I've got a couple PDQ shirts. I've got a PDQ beer glass. I use my PDQ water bottle every day, and I type on my PDQ keyboard. I'm very much representing the brand with the merch.
Thanks for all you do, man. Thanks for being in the Discord and making it fun. I always enjoy your snark.
Oh, I love that. Andrew, I was so sad Alex, I was so sad I didn't get to talk to you because you know what I was going to say? Have you dusted yet? First question. Honestly. And I need to know, what kind of pie is your favorite pie? I think we all want to know that. You want to know that, right?
I love pie. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. What's not to love about pie?
I don't know, but I need to know what kind of pie he likes. And I wanted to see your hair, Andrew. And why do I keep saying Andrew?
Because Andrew's up next.
Because Andrew's up next.
He's
I
up
want to
there.
see your hair. I wanted to see your hair in the interview, Alex. Those are the things I wanted to know. So please answer those in the thing. I love that interview. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to watch Alec. Now I'm calling.
Wow.
You're so into it now that you just
Oh my
you can't
gosh,
back
now
out.
I've just gone backward.
Yep.
Okay, this is Andrew telling Outlook to stay in its lane, right?
Precisely right, Tara. That's right. And yeah, Alex,
PowerShell Pro Tips.
Alex is essentially my brother from another mother, so it's okay to confuse us.
Okay,
But yes,
good.
today we're going to be talking about controlling the installation and use of New Outlook. And this is a Microsoft resource, is sort of what we're going to be basing this on, but I've gone ahead and made it a little simpler, included some PowerShell, which we'll show you in a little bit. But yeah, New Outlook is kind of here. It's going to be coming next month to more Windows 10 devices. Maybe it's already in your org. Maybe it's something you want to limit the exposure of. You don't want it to go everywhere. You want to use the traditional Outlook. And this is what we're going to cover today, sort of some opportunities to control that. So the first thing that, if this is something you want to limit, you're going to want to do this. And we won't go through this with you because this is going to be in your tenant, but you sign in, you just toggle try the new Outlook. And then it goes through a bunch of other steps. And we're just going to kind of kick out to PDQ Connect, which is where I have these PowerShell scripts set up. Okay, let's check that out. And there will be a link to this. I think there is one in the show notes right now.
Yep.
To the bonus content. Oh, thank you. And that has some files here, which we will be looking at. And there's sort of like a bit of a game plan. So because we're using PDQ Connect for this, we're going to create a scanner of sorts. So we will create a PDQ package that will write a registry value if it sees that New Outlook is there. And Tara, why don't we look at that? What do you think?
Okay.
All right, check it out. Packages, New Outlook, using PowerShell, writing to the registry. Cool. And this is based on something I think Brock put together in the past, but the idea is pretty simple, right? Checks if New Outlook is installed, and if so, it writes a value to this. Let's just look at the PowerShell code right here. And again, you'll have access to these scripts if you want to dive deeper. So we define a path, installed. If that path doesn't exist, we'll create it. We're going to see if this package is installed. Microsoft.Outlook for Windows is what New Outlook is called. And if it's found, we set it true, else we set it to false. Okay, so that's step one. Step two is going to be a custom scanner to scan the registry that we just created a package to set something for. So let's look. We did this as well. All right. Same registry place we just set, connect org. You can obviously customize that for each of these steps to whatever works best for you. And we're just looking for the installed, and then we're just going to return it. And then we can create a group around that. So this is kind of a flow you can reuse for other things as well. Okay, let me close this. All right. I think I called it New Outlook installed.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of the one that I created. Fortunately, we don't have it exposed in a bunch of places. But let's see what the filters look like on this. Simple enough. We're looking for the New Outlook registry scanner and then the value data of true, right, for that installed parameter. And that takes us here. All right, let's look at some code though. This is just a copy of whatever you're going to find on the GitHub repository. This is the first thing we just ran. Now this would be the second step, which is hiding the try new Outlook toggle. So this is going to cover the removal. So as part of the removal, there's a bunch of things we're going to need to do, which are all outlined, bada boom, right here.
Bada boom.
That includes like setting some registry stuff, bada bing, bada boom. You'll set some registry keys if you're on Windows 10 and different things on Windows 11. Let's check out the package. And because we're going to want to uninstall things, we will duplicate the uninstall at all package because this is connect. We would go to, oops, let me just type in PDQ uninstall at all. All right, you'd click on this. Then you would click on the version you'd like and then just duplicate package. But I've already done that because we're a step ahead around here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we got it. New Outlook PDQ uninstall it all. And this is a little bit of a beefy boy. All right, we got some steps here. This is the thing that we are copying, right? So this was the uninstall it all thing. I added a parameter to look for Microsoft Outlook for Windows because again, that's the name of this new Outlook. All right, so that's going to be the primary step that we're using here. A question that was asked beforehand, Kelly, and I'll address it now, was what if Outlook, the new Outlook is already deployed and we don't want to remove it from people who are successfully using it. You know, we don't want to interrupt their workflow, but we want to prevent it from going to even more people. That's what this little bit of code is for. It checks to see if an Outlook log file exists for the user. And if it does, it will throw an error, right? All the way down here at the bottom, it'll throw files were found throwing error. So by having this at step 1, if a user on this machine is using this, it will throw an error. And none of the other steps will happen. It won't be uninstalled. So I saw that that was a question that came in from Kelly. Wanted to make sure we had some code for that. The traditional uninstall application from the PDQ uninstall it all. And then we're going to hide the try new Outlook toggle. So this is just a quick registry setting right here, right? HK, bada boom, set some stuff, just kind of common registry setting type thing. You're also going to, this is based on which version of Windows you're on. So we're going to grab the version of Windows and we're going to block the new Windows Outlook pre-install on Windows. We could go through each line if we wanted to. You can look and see the ultimate thing that's being done here is remove item property. So if this value exists, I believe on Windows 11 and you want to stop it from going out again, you need to remove a property. And if you're on Windows 10, I believe you need to set a property. You need to create a property if you're on Windows 10. All right. And the last sort of key thing you need to be aware of is the prevent automatic migration. So there's a registry setting you can set here. I think that it's probably best if you end up using GPOs, if that's the approach you take in your environment, but I wanted to include it here for sort of a more complete exposure of things. What do you think, Tara? Any questions?
Wow. Just a second. I need to cough quickly.
Take your time.
But not too much time.
So Just Rob wants to know if we can put that in the library. He loves your package so much. Ouch.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm not sure if we'll put it in the package library, but we can definitely make it a little bit more shareable in some way. That's a good idea.
The package is so good that I'm crying, actually.
Choked up.
And then Tim, of course, the security guy, said, could you just make a group policy and or could you just use Intune, Jake, to prevent it? Why not? Could we just do that?
I assume so. To be honest, I haven't looked too much into it. I talked to Andrew yesterday, and my consensus was that I'd be surprised if more than like 25% of the office is even using the Outlook app. I feel like everyone here was like after Gmail was like just use the OWA. So I don't think it'll be too big of a deal here. Maybe I'll be wrong. We'll find out. But I assume you could use Intune as well.
Why not both?
Yeah.
We have another question.
Very good point.
Does this work on Windows 7 machines? I guess my question is, why are you running Windows? Why are you running that? But anyway.
Tim is really mad at you, Just Rob. You're going to get a letter from Tim now.
Wait, the new Outlook is even coming to Windows 7? That's like, that would surprise me.
The whole
honestly.
thing is going to explode.
Probably.
So I don't have to use a GPO and sort of disable cloud to optimize content. I'm having a problem.
So any thoughts on the Windows 7 stuff, Andrew? Any ideas?
No clue. I had no clue, not even slightest. There's no direction from Microsoft. I didn't read anything that mentioned Windows 7 and anything Microsoft related or otherwise. So if you're rocking with Windows 7, best of luck to you. I'll refer to whatever support groups you have access to because it ain't me. Sorry.
Windows 7 is dead to Microsoft, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's dead to a lot of
If
people.
you're paying, it's not. So
let's see.
True.
Someone will know the answer. I really don't know. Is it possible to deploy? I can't tell if these guys are joking or if these are real answers, honestly. Well, Andrew, I love that. I think that's a great script. We can probably ask the librarian if he wants to put it in there.
Yeah, let's have some more people try it. I tested it in my environment, worked well.
Okay.
Hopefully it's helpful for some people. I'm curious what everyone out there is going to be doing, though. Are you just going to kind of accept that this is the new way that Microsoft wants us to handle apps? Or are you going to sort of maybe wait to make your transition till there's more time for the industry to test things out? Because you know how new technologies are, sort of you become the beta tester for a lot of these Microsoft products. But I'm curious to see what people are going to do.
Fight back. Fight the power.
Mike's just letting people do what they want.
Yeah, I think I'm going to let people do whatever here.
Because you're sweet.
I don't think people are going to care as much. I've worked at previous jobs where this would have to be a very large communicated thing, and I'd have to send emails, and you know. But I think PDQ, for the most part, everyone's pretty self-sufficient. So, fortunately for us, I think we'll be good. But we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jake. Thank you, Bogdan, and Andrew, as always, the Bada Bing King. We love you. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Bada bing,
Have a
bada
great day. For PDQ, I'm Tara.
I'm Jake.
Thanks for watching our webcast today. If you have additional questions, you can reach out to our support at pdq.com. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please leave us your comments and join us on Discord. A lot of your like-minded folks hanging out there. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye.